Is an inexpensive 100-watt solar panel worth adding to your van? That's the question I'm going to answer today on this episode of Big Rob's Van. My name is Rob. This is Big Rob's Van, and I have been sent this 100-watt solar panel from Allpowers. I've kind of run it through its paces, so we're going to talk about how difficult is it to set up, what's included, and is it worth adding to your setup. So first of all, let's talk about what comes with this solar panel. And actually for the money, you get quite a bit. This is a foldable solar panel, so it expands out to be twice as wide as the case. The case is 21 inches by 25 inches, so it's a little bit larger than a large pizza box, but not much. And it's about a ½ inch thick. The whole thing weighs just under 8 pounds. It has this built-in handle on the case. It's very light and easy to carry around, so there's no problem with moving it around. Now on the back of this case is a zippable pouch that comes with some extra cables and adapters that are super useful. The cables connected to the solar panel are MC4, which is the standard for solar panels, and then it comes with 2 cables. The first is a MC4 to Anderson connector, so if you have a battery system with an Anderson input, you can plug this directly into that. The other cable is a MC4 to a DC barrel connector, so if you have a Blue Eddy, any of the major ones, Jackery, even my battery, you can plug directly into the input on that. Now I know what you're thinking, those have different types of inputs, and that's true. The default one that comes with this is a 5521, that's 5.5 millimeter by 2.1 millimeter, but it comes with 3 more adapters. There's a 8 millimeter, there's a 5525, which is what my battery uses, and then there's one, I believe it's a 1.3 millimeter. So most of the major brands will use one of those, and those little adapters just plug into that barrel, so you can use that adapter. And again, all that stuff is included. So right off the bat, this is a $100 solar panel, and they're giving you about $50 worth of cables. One of the most frequent questions I get from friends and family and even viewers is, when are you going to add solar to your van? And the answer is, I've wanted to, but it seems like it's really complicated. I've watched videos on YouTube and I've read things online. You have to have a solar panel, you have to have an inverter, you have to have a charge controller, you have to have an electric panel, you're going to have to add maybe breakers and fuse boxes and things like that. So one of the things I like about this is plug and play. You set up the panel, you plug it into your battery system, that's it. You don't need any of those other things. The features that are built into your battery will take care of most of those things. This does have short circuit protection and surge protection, so you don't have to worry about your battery. And also, this case is waterproof. The solar panel itself is water resistant. It's an IP65, so you don't want to have it in direct water, but if it starts raining or you get a little wet, it's going to be okay. And again, this case is waterproof, so not a problem if you're moving it around sealed up like this. Now let me show you how easy it is to set this thing up. Again, it's all contained right here. There's no parts that can be lost. Everything is connected right here, which I absolutely love that about this solar panel. I've already discovered with Vanlife, I'm misplacing things, I'm storing things in weird places, I'm searching for things. You wouldn't think you could lose stuff in about 60 square feet, but you can. But everything you need is included and attached to this solar panel. To set it up, all you have to do is undo this Velcro flap, the solar panel opens up, and then there are 2 legs that fold out on the back of the panel. They are attached to the panel and they are held in place by Velcro. So you can set this up in about 10 seconds. It's very easy to do. All your cables and adapters and all those things are stored in that zippable pouch on the back, so you're not going to lose those either. And those MC4 connectors, once you put them on, they snap into place. The cables are not going to come off. So everything you need to set up the solar panel is contained right here in the solar panel. Well, I showed you that you can set the panel up in just a few seconds, but how long does it take to hook up to your battery? That's it. 1 cable plugs in and you are charging. Now, From what I've read and what I've experienced over the past week, there's a little bit of a science and a little bit of luck to adjusting the angle and the direction of the solar panels. You know, as a kid, I thought solar panels just laid flat on top of things, and that's not really what you want to do. You want to point it directly at the sun. There are some apps you could get on your phone to determine the proper angle. I watched a video where a guy used a soup can and put it on top of the panel, and you want to put the can on top of your solar panel where there's no shade at all, and apparently that's, you know, the perfect angle from the sun, so you can mess around with it. But what I've learned with this panel is that the angle does matter. I did a test where I put the panel on my windshield and parked towards the sun, and I was only able to get about 45 watts of the potential 100 watts that this panel can do. All I did was move it over to the other side of the yard, and instantly it jumped up to 70 watts. The highest watts I've been able to get out of this is about 80 watts, and I've seen online some people get as high as 85, but that would be about the range I would expect to get from this solar panel. One of the things I want to point out are these small hoops that are on the side of the panel. You could actually hang this on the side of your van or vehicle if you wanted to do that, or if you wanted to put it on top of your roof and secure it using those, you could probably do that. I don't think they're as sturdy as a metal grommet that you might see on some other panels, so I wouldn't drive with it secured like that, but for holding it in place while you're out charging, sitting at a park or sitting outside somewhere, I think it works great. Now, my fakery battery, it's an off-brand Jackery battery. It's a generic one, so I call it a fakery. It holds 1,000 watt-hours of power. That means it takes a long time to charge up. Now, it came with a DC wall power brick, and when I plug that in, it puts out about 80 watts. So when I plug this into the wall to charge in, I'm only getting 80 watts. The highest that I've got from this solar panel is also 80 watts, so no complaints there. This is the same for me as plugging it into a wall, but that is under ideal conditions. Again, like I said, if it's overcast, if the sun is early in the morning, late in the day, or you're not at the right angle, you'll get less than that. You'll still get some charge. I'll get 40, 50, 60 watts. It really depends on the angle and the sun, but you know, so you'll still get something, but maximum that I got was the exact same as plugging it into the wall, so I have no complaints with that. So to answer the original question, would I recommend this solar panel? That is an absolute yes. For $100, you're getting a 100 watt solar panel. Again, with those MC4 connectors, you could daisy chain this with other solar panels to build that capacity. I think of it like this. When my kid was young, he told me he wanted to start skateboarding. I didn't go to the mall and buy the most expensive skateboard I could find. We bought him a cheap skateboard to see if he was gonna like skateboarding and if he was gonna keep doing it. And he did, and then eventually we did buy him an expensive skateboard. That's how I feel about this. This is an entry-level solar panel. This will get you used to using one. This will get you familiar with the systems, the angles, and things like that that you're gonna need to know. And eventually, if you want to upgrade to a larger one, you can do that. But this is definitely a really good starting solar panel. Now, on Allpowers' website, the original list price of this solar panel is $299. They sold plenty of them for $299. That price has been marked down to $99 on their website, and they have given me a 10% off code. That code, as you might guess, is BigRobsVan. So if you're looking to get into solar, I can't think of a better deal. Go to Allpowers' website, go use my code BigRobsVan, that'll get you another 10% off, and for about $90 plus tax or shipping or whatever, you'll be in the solar game.